Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cole. It's now Sunday afternoon, September 18th. We're entering week 5 of Humanities 2333, Philosophy of Life, on the 8-week schedule for the fall 2022 term. Okay, everybody, most of you will be seeing this sometime on Monday the 19th, by which time the 24-hour period for the midterm exam will be underway. Okay. Well, we've talked about this already, and I've sent out some messages that I hope were helpful to you. If you took the 2 extra credit quizzes, you should expect to see 50 items on the exam that are of similar difficulty to what you had on those quizzes, although some of them on the exam will be multiple choice. Most will be true-false. Okay. Now, you received a message you should have gotten through email, and it's also up on the course website as an announcement about studying for the midterm exam. And I hope you took a look at that, or if you've not done so, please go ahead and look at it. I hope that will be helpful to you. So anyway, it will be available for you for 24 hours, beginning at midnight tonight, Sunday, through midnight Monday. Once you start, you have 45 minutes to finish the exam. And so just let me wish good luck to everybody. Now, once that's over, everybody, we're into the second half of the course. We have another 4 weeks to wrap this up. Once we get through with the exam on Monday, for the rest of the week, what we have on the syllabus are the class notes for lectures 9 and 10. Now, those deal with religious experience in lecture 9 and existentialism in lecture 10. Now, we had begun, shall we say, on philosophy of religion last week with the traditional truths for the existence of God and the issue of theodicy. We're continuing on with that this week. In both of these sets of class notes that you look at after you finish the midterm exam, or perhaps you've already looked at them, in any case, what you find in both those sets of class notes, they both refer to one extent or another to the Danish philosopher from the 19th century, Søren Kierkegaard. I hope you'll take a good look at this. In lecture 9, we're talking about both religious language and religious experience. Now, in contemporary times, we know that traditional religious belief comes under challenge in a way that does not make Orthodox traditional believers very happy very often. Something like that, of course, is going on in philosophy. Philosophy, on the whole, in the English-speaking world, can be regarded as a fairly secular undertaking, although that's not true of every single philosopher, of course. You wouldn't expect it to be. But the problem that comes up in the class notes for lecture 9 is that analytic philosophers challenged theology and philosophy of religion on the grounds that what was being talked about was meaningless, because the analytic philosophers insisted that for a statement to be meaningful, you had to specify the conditions that would make it false. And with regard to religious statements, it's difficult to do that. So does that mean religious language is just useless or meaningless? Well, perhaps so, perhaps not. In those class notes, you'll find various responses that have been offered to this problem of religious language, which is related to religious experience, because very often when using religious language, we're trying to describe or give voice to or explain our religious experience. Okay. Now, once again, there's several proposals made in that set of class notes that are discussed one after the other to address this issue of the meaningfulness of religious language. And you notice one of those proposals in particular is connected to the thinking of the philosopher Kierkegaard, and I hope you will look at that closely. In the following set of class notes, we're dealing with the philosophy of existentialism, which sounds like a big, complicated, lengthy, highfalutin word. It's maybe not quite that difficult to understand. There's a set of thinkers who describe their thought as existentialism, and they do so because they're trying to deal with some very basic fundamental problems of human existence. So from existence, we get existentialism. Existentialist philosophers, whether they are secular or religious, take pride in taking as their beginning point the concrete individual human being. And what you'll find raised, the issue raised in this set of class notes is, what does it mean to be an authentic individual? Okay. What sense can we make of that? How important is it to you to be authentic? Okay. Now, arguably, it's not very important. Some people would say this is all a lot of ado about nothing. But on the other hand, few of us, all of us have to put on a front sometimes. That's part of being a grown-up. But few of us want to be considered as the kind of people who would go around trying to be a big fake. So maybe it is important to be authentic. What have existentialist philosophers got to say about that issue? And you'll find, once again, this set of class notes is tied up to some extent with the thought of Kierkegaard. So, if you haven't looked at that yet, I hope you will take a look at it the rest of the week after the midterm exam, which again is tomorrow, Monday the 19th. It's available for 24 hours, midnight Sunday to midnight Monday, for 45 minutes. And once you begin the exam, you'll see a mixture of, I think, 10 or 15 multiple choice, and the rest of the 50 items will be true, false. And again, we put an announcement up and sent out a message about studying for the midterm exam. I know this may be difficult material for some of you. I think I mentioned for many students, this exam turns out to be their lowest 100-point grade over the course of our term, during our course. So, hope you've put in sufficient time to deal with all that. If not, just keep in mind it is possible, the way we've set our syllabus up, to drop one of the 100-point grades. So you can recover from this, even if you do poorly, but I hope everyone will do as well as possible. So, best of luck with that on tomorrow. After that, I hope you'll look at the class notes for lectures 9 and 10 on religious language and on existentialism. After that, we'll be moving on to ethics for a couple of weeks, and we'll say a bit more about that when we talk to you about a week from now at this time. Good luck on the exam. Please contact me with any issues, questions, or problems. david.cole@opsu.edu or through the website. But good luck on the exam.